I'm not going to stand at the lectern. I'm going to move around a little bit because I feel like this part of the room hasn't gotten any attention. Hi, everybody. My name is Dio. I'm with Truth Initiative and the Truth Campaign. I'm the managing director of digital, so I'm responsible for all of our data architecture, our digital media strategy, outreach, and analytics. If you don't know who Truth Campaign is, Truth Initiative and Truth Campaign, we are one of the leading youth and young adult smoking prevention campaigns in the country. If you are familiar with us, you probably recognize this image to the left because we have a big national advertising campaign that we roll out new creative approximately every 4 to 6 months. What you may not be as familiar with, though, is what you see here in the middle, which we've got our tour riders, and they go around the country to multiple venues, festivals, college campuses, and whatnot, and they bring the experience to people on the ground. And last but not least, in the past year, we've actually launched our first formal advocacy operations. And this is the part that's really exciting because as we get through my presentation, to get to the point right here, last month we had 35 young people that are part of our movement come to Washington, D.C., dressed up as zombies, walk down to the marquee Walgreens location in Chinatown, D.C. to protest and basically tell Walgreens it's not the corner of happiness and health. And this was pretty cool because then we got 35 young people to come out here and we had over 2,000 people come to thetruth.com. We had an online application that we built with geofilters. We had over 2,500 young people actually selfie themselves as zombies. So very effective messaging. So before I go any further, I know I'm pressed for time, but I have to ask a couple questions. Raise your hand in this room if you have heard of a DMP or data management process. Okay, got a couple hands. How many of you know about Google Analytics or Adobe Analytics on website tracking? Hey, there we go. And then I'm sure, raise of hands, Facebook advertising, Google advertising, DoubleClick advertising? Great, perfect baseline. So what do we do as Truth? I come from a B2C background. So I liked in the past to sell cell phones and the fancy add-on with the Bluetooth headsets and all the other cool things you could buy in the Apple line or whatnot. And we kind of sought out at Truth to see, could we apply a retail model, a CPG model to actual nonprofit marketing? And so we talk about Omni-Channel strategies because this is really what we've employed. All of us in here, we're change agents, we're marketing practitioners, we've been in the industry. There's lots of different touch points that young people and young adults can interact with your brand and ultimately lead to a downstream conversion. What's happened though, as we saw from Google this morning and from Facebook and other panels and other speaking sessions that have happened over the past 24 hours, there are so many different storefronts and so many digital storefronts that people have any number of opportunities of seeing your message. And what we've done at Truth is we've actually built a data management process, which means we have a big data cloud and we bring all the information back into the data cloud and we optimize the experience for every single person that falls within an audience group based on their qualification and their understanding of the brand and their propensity to commit or actually convert in a downstream funnel, similar to like those 35 young people that we brought out to the Walgreens to dress up as zombies and go down the street and let Walgreens know it's not the corner of happy or healthy. So, how do you take an audience first buying approach? Any thoughts? I'll tell you. So I'm sure in Marketing 101, we all learned about personas and mindsets, right? We've got a perceived notion of who it is that's coming to our website, that are visiting our social channels. We have an understanding of what some of the basic characteristics are. Are they 18 to 24? Maybe they're African American, Latino, Asian, Caucasian. Let's build persona types, and that way we can cluster content around personas. Well, when you get to the point of data management, you actually understand everybody that interacts with your brand in media, on site, and even offline, and you actually build a relationship with those people in an anonymized way. And so what we sought out to do when we started this initiative 2 years ago is define who are those base audiences. And so I'm looking around the room and I'm just going to say, I know you people right over here, you'll only consume 25% of a video. No, nothing anything else like this. You people over here, you'll actually go to thetruth.com and I can send you any kind of stimulus and you'll do the activity that I ask you to do. And so you're another group. And so we start off with baseline audiences, and then we go ahead and we analyze the conversions based on those baseline audiences once we've served up a stimulus to each one of these unique groups. And based off of the outcomes of that, we build new audiences. So what if I now said, hey, you guys were the 25% only video people. Well, now I got you to 50% video complete and 75% video complete. Oh, and by the way, I also got you to do something on thetruth.com. Well, you're now a new audience. And so as practitioners, we build new audiences, and then we apply experimentation in real time, leveraging the power of big data, machine learning, artificial intelligence. Can I use one more buzzword? I don't know. I probably can throw, I don't know, let's see here, data factories, I guess, right? We use this so that we can actually fuel efficiency and reduce the number of times I have to show you an advertisement. Because let's be honest here, how many people have just gotten so sick and tired of seeing the same old Tide ads over and over again since the Super Bowl? Actually, I kind of like the Tide ads, but show of hands. I won't show you the Tide ad 5,000 times. So we've built our version of a purchase funnel. It's basically, in its most simplistic form, it's going through now a reboot now that we have a formal advocacy operation. But this is something you would see in any CPG or B2B automotive industry where you've got a top, middle, and lower. And in the informed bucket, this is where we want to go and set out the baseline for knowledge, attitudes, and beliefs. Brand awareness, ad recall, brand receptivity. These are all upper funnel audiences, the people that only watch 25% of a video. In the middle, these are people that I can get to go and consume more and more information on thetruth.com and on our social channels, and I know who they are, and I'm making that link over and over again so that while we're serving up an optimal experience for the user, they're learning more about the deceptive marketing practices of the tobacco industry and the dangers of tobacco in general. And then last but not least, when I can get you to that point of ultimate commitment, right? Think of it as like the Volkswagen commercial and you're finally ready to go down to the VW dealership and you buy the VW. That to us is the Zen moment where you actually commit to us an email address and a phone number, because that way we can get to a peer-to-peer, one-to-one dialogue with you. And we've now built over a database of about 400,000 young people that we communicate with regularly on a weekly basis. And I thought that I would show you what our ecosystem looks like. We've built this hybrid cloud. It's built on Adobe Audience Manager, which is our big DMP. It's got a fully integrated one-to-one communication with DoubleClick and DoubleClick Bid Manager. We're a big Google shop as well. So all of our YouTube and Google Insights are coming back into the cloud factory. But we've also cracked the puzzle of working closely with Facebook, working closely with Twitter, working closely with Snapchat to be able to ingest data in and out from those social channels, obviously within the proprietary constraints of those networks, so we can understand more about our audience. We've got an experience optimization level that you will never even notice when you go to thetruth.com called Target, and that basically optimizes experiences based off of what we just talked about, where you are in the funnel. And then at the bottom, we're an Adobe Analytics customer, as well as we have Google Analytics as a fallback, and that brings all the data into a closed loop. So I'm going to give you a case study. I got 37 seconds. Am I going to get through it? Probably not, but I will try my best. So I love how the fact that the agency change team here split this audience up exactly how I wanted it to. You're all 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just going to explain this to you. Your audience, you only watch 25% of a video, nothing more. And I know who you are because I've been tracking your behavior for months now. You watch 50% of video, and I know this because I've been tracking you for months, but you won't watch more than 50% of a video. You, though, over here, now I'm flipping it around, you watch 75% of video. And I know you'll watch 75% of video, doesn't matter what length it is. And then you are my superstars, my high attenuated audience. You will always watch 100% of a video, no matter what length it is. So we sought out, and we put multiple experiments into market using these different baseline segments. And we said, in our last campaign that launched at the Grammys, we had 4 variations of our video creative. 2 were on mental health. 2 were in smoking in the military community. And we said, well, does one of the creatives work better than the other? But let alone, will people actually watch a 30-second video, or will they only watch 15-second videos, or 10, or 6? Google and Facebook, they talked about this today. Roy showed examples of how, with the Barnum and Bailey example, like people just went straight to the 10-second cut. Facebook told us that Gen Z only will watch, you only have their attention for 3 seconds. We wanted to prove this out based off of a Google brand lift study that we had done on all these 4 creative spots. So we split the audiences into 4 discrete lanes. And we said, we're going to use the most basic, the people who will not watch more than 25% of video. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we exposed each swim lane to only one version of the video. So 2 swim lanes got to see 15-second videos, 1 mental health, 1 military. 2 swim lanes only got to see the 30-second mental health, 30-second military. The takeaways that we learned were, sure enough, moment of silence. People prefer shorter videos because their attention spans are too low. It's almost 2 to 1. 15 seconds were completed at 100%, almost 2 to 1 over the 30s. The really neat insights that we derived, one, celebrities. You've heard a lot of presentations about using influencers. Danielle just talked about how Ad Council uses influencers in some of their spots. We had Logic, the rapper, who maybe some of you got introduced to Logic during the to the VMAs and subsequently the Grammys. That outperformed all the creative we had in market. The one interesting takeaway, though, was where people were completing 75% of a video actually exceeded the total population of the number of people completing the 15-second video. Meaning, on average, we found that the end user will consume 19 seconds of a video. Why is that important? As marketers, when we put together these kind of experiments as public health professionals, when we're trying to see what moves the needle, we've just learned, I've proven it to 95% statistical significance in a population of over 4 million people. 15 seconds, that's the max permission that you get. But if you get 30 seconds, when you're doing your buying strategy, leverage platforms that will allow you to use longer length video. Just make sure that you get your brand recall, your ad recall messaging, your real oomph messaging right up front within that first 15 seconds. But you do have permission to go longer because there are audiences that will consume that. And on that note, I think I am 2 minutes over time, and I will go straight to a thank you.